So I called my mom in the morning and she was kind of like sniffling, like she had been crying. And I asked her what was wrong, and she said that she had talked to my aunt who had talked to my dad earlier, and she said that he sounded weird and that he couldn't even like find words to describe something. He like just forgot how to talk almost, or like what words were. And my aunt really thought something was wrong, so she called my mom and told her. So my mom said she was bringing him to the hospital. And so I waited all day for like them to like call me back. And then like 8:30 they called me and my mom's sobbing. And she's like, your dad has a brain tumor. We're being rushed to either Syracuse or Vermont, like Burlington, Vermont. And I said, what do I do? And at this point I'm on the ground crying my eyes out.
Oh, his memory was starting to go. We just thought, well, he's getting older. It could be Alzheimer's because his mom had Alzheimer's. And then we thought, oh, maybe he had the flu. And then it got worse. And he just didn't know if he was coming or going and couldn't even work at his shop because he would get there and couldn't even remember how to do anything. January 23rd, we found out he had a brain tumor. And they operated January 27th, and I knew that day that it was cancer. Kids didn't, but I did. And it's a glioblastoma, stage 4. It's aggressively growing, and they're hoping they can... Yeah. Yes.
What's his treatment plan?
6 weeks of radiation. And 6 weeks of chemo, which is a pill that he takes. And then a month off. He'll scan, and then he'll have a month off. They'll rescan, and then most likely he'll be on chemo, 28-day cycle. 5 days on, 23 off, for 12 to 18 months.
It was like unbelievable. Like, how could someone so healthy all of a sudden be so sick? And that's what was the hardest part, was wrapping my mind around that. It was confusing because I did not see that coming, and scary because one minute I had a healthy dad, and then the next my dad could have died. And I was like, I wasn't ready for that.
His loyalty to the family and to his kids. His grandbabies.
So when they got there, they like called me and they said that he's gonna have surgery on like the Friday, but it was probably the worst day ever. There. Can you hold my hand, Dad? Got this, Dad. Love you.
Can I have a couple?
She come up and sit down, you think she's gonna cuddle and...
Nice.
Who was your favorite character?
Well, Chewbacca.
Yes, same, Dad. Did you know that?
No, I just said it.
I'm stressed because I can't see them, and I'm worried, like, what if it's his last day? What if, and not being able to spend more time with him like I wish I could.
So I'm like 4 hours away from home. So I drive a stick shift, and like the car is really, like, it's kind of new, but it's been acting up. And Saturday I'm supposed to go home and see my dad for his jamboree, and it'd be like the first time I've seen him in a month. and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go now because my car. And it's just like hitting me. Just keeps hitting me. That, like, we'll see him for a while.
So, how was the last 6 weeks been?
Pretty good, pretty good. The last couple were a little long, but made it through. The actual radiation takes less than 2 minutes. It's very quick, no pain, no nothing. So I can't complain. Just don't want it done, get it over with and fixed.
We drive a half an hour to Sloan Kettering. He's in there 20 minutes. They do radiation. We come back to my brother's.
What was the hardest challenge?
Not eating the last few weeks was hard. Food didn't smell good, didn't taste good. So I didn't eat too much, but I did. I had those insured drinks, things like that. But, ugh.
My wishes for the next few months are nothing but, health, good news all the way around with his treatments. Come out the other side of this ready to go to up to Cary Falls in the summer. Just thinking about the end, and he's strong, he's a fighter, he's in great health.
I was 15, and he had a big Jeep, and I was friends with one of his buddies that he coached. He was his hockey coach, and I was a big mouth, and said that I'd seen a penis before, and, well, he proved me wrong, because he went, wham! And I screamed, get me out of this fucking Jeep! Yeah. And then when I was 23, we started dating. I was working at George's Tavern in Norfolk, and he came in to deliver shirts, and it was during lunchtime, and I cooked him lunch, and he started asking me questions like, I think I know you. I'm like, yeah, you know who I am. And I told him, look, I'm divorced. I have twin boys. They're 3.5. And then he just followed me everywhere. Seeing him cry when you were born.
That's your favorite memory?
It is, because that's the first time I ever realized he had a heart. He showed emotion.
He's my role model. He's taught me a lot about a lot of things, and he's taught me to be goofy and funny and someone that people can rely on no matter what. He's taught me the game hockey and soccer. Dad, I think you're obsessed with the Rangers.
They're obsessed with me. The people that have come out of, from home is always going to be home. I will say that now. I can still hear the people, the Messina people hate the Potsdam people, and the Potsdam people, I should say in sports-wise, more or less. But, I want nothing to do with them Messina people or Canton or Ogdensburg. But when the proverbial shit hits the fan, everybody comes together in that area and helps out when they need it. And that's very, very humbling.
The second we found out he was sick and he was in the hospital for his brain tumor, the first week, people began just throwing money at my family and setting up fundraisers and At one point when we found out it was cancer, my aunt had set up a GoFundMe and we got $20,000 on GoFundMe. We had a jamboree that raised like $15,000, and then like they always go and make sure he's okay. They've thrown, like, lacrosse teams up north have thrown things, hockey teams. Basically every team you can imagine has like given him money or been like throwing something to like a fundraiser just to give like my family money so we can make it through. A lot of people just go back and forth between visiting him and making sure he's okay. And that's, the community just makes sure he's like, he's a big person in the community. He's someone that everyone like looks up to. So everyone wanted to make sure that they were looking out for him too.